What's up guys, LeopoldTheBrave here. Now for several years, Super Smash Bros. Has had this tradition of releasing their biggest newcomers at the biggest gaming event of the year, E3. We had Mega Man one year, then Pac-Man the next, leading up to the release of Super Smash Bros. For 3DS and Wii U. Then we had Ridley during the reveal of Smash Ultimate, Banjo and Hero the next year, then finally Steve the year after that, if E3, wasn't cancelled. All of these reveals have been absolutely massive, either in the context of Smash itself, like with Banjo and Ridley, or the context of gaming as a whole, like with Mega Man and the Hero from Dragon Quest. Sometimes they can even fall under both categories, like Snake from Metal Gear or Steve from Minecraft. So this video is going to discuss and explain why Kazuya Mishima, the most recent of these E3 characters, is actually big enough to make it under the both category as well, despite the fact that to some it may not seem like it at first. Let's of course begin with how big Kazuya is in the context of Smash, as I'm pretty sure most of you are aware that Bandai Namco publishes Tekken and have been co-developing Smash since Smash for 3DS and Wii U. But we already have Pac-Man in Smash. That's a big enough thanks to Bandai Namco, right? Well, no. It actually goes way deeper than that, specifically when it comes to Tekken. How convenient. Bandai Namco and Nintendo actually have a very powerful bond in general. It's not just restricted to Super Smash Bros. When Tekken Tag Tournament 2 was released in the 2010s, it actually got a very special Wii U edition. It featured tons of costumes and outfits based on a bunch of Nintendo's different characters, it had a special battle mode where you'd use Mario power-ups to your advantage, and even a console-exclusive Tekken volleyball mode. We also got Pokken Tournament, a competitive Pokemon fighting game from the team behind Tekken. Many of the Pokemon in the game even use moves directly from Tekken, like Pikachu uses several moves from Heihachi Mishima. And when you go back to Smash, it's specifically some of the Tekken team that are the ones helping out. Especially the director, Katsuhiro Harada. He and Sakurai are really good friends and will often talk and joke on Twitter. Sakurai even asks Harada for advice on how to improve certain things in Smash Bros, like the online netcode. Clearly, Sakurai isn't taking that advice, but at least he's asking. Not that Tekken's netcode is anything to write home about either, but compared to other fighting games like Dragon Ball FighterZ, Street Fighter V, and of course Smash, it's pretty okay. Please get wired connections, people. Anyways, Tekken has actually already made its way into Smash before Kazuya and even the Heihachi Mi outfit. There's Smash's Rage Mode, a mechanic that gives you a very slight buff in strength depending on how much damage you've taken and how far you're falling behind. This mechanic actually existed in Tekken First, and works the same way. Smash Ultimate's new game mode, Squad Strike, may even be inspired by Tekken's own team battle mode, where you form a team of characters and try to whittle down your opponent's team one character at a time. We were also actually supposed to get a Tekken character way sooner than Kazuya too. Well before the Heihachi Mi costume, Sakurai was actually considering putting Heihachi in Smash for 3DS and Wii U. But he had a lot of trouble figuring out how to implement Tekken's mechanics and gameplay into a faithful moveset, so that idea was brushed aside pretty quick. I guess now he just finally thought of something. So not only was a Tekken character getting in Smash just a matter of time, but it was very important to Smash and a big deal too. Now, what about in the context of gaming as a whole? Can Kazuya Mishima really stand next to icons like Sonic the Hedgehog, Cloud Strife, and even his fighting game companion Ryu from Street Fighter? And the answer is, of course! In fact, the Tekken franchise actually outsells the Street Fighter franchise by over 5 million units. It was the first game ever on the PlayStation lineup of consoles to sell over 1 million copies, and it's no doubt the most successful fighting game franchise of all time. Now, in the past couple years, Mortal Kombat and even Super Smash Bros. Itself were able to finally surpass Tekken and take that title for themselves with their latest entries. But in terms of who had that title the longest, Tekken is no doubt still the crown holder by a long shot, with a time span of nearly 2 decades. That's not its only massive record either. Tekken wasn't just the most successful fighting game franchise, but they also had the most successful individual fighting game, with Tekken 3 at over 8 million copies sold for over 10 years, until Super Smash Bros. Brawl eventually surpassed it. That's right, you heard me. A single Tekken game was able to outsell the entire Banjo-Kazooie franchise and equal half of the Fire Emblem and Persona franchises. And it's not the only Tekken game to do that either, as Tekken 7 is also rapidly approaching that 8 million sales mark. Now that wasn't to dunk on any of those franchises, but it was just to show how massive Tekken actually is. Now you may be thinking, if Tekken's so huge, how come you've never heard of it before? And trust me, you have. You may have seen the Street Fighter name more often, but you've definitely heard more about Tekken. When it comes to Street Fighter, the average person who doesn't touch fighting games at all will know Ryu, Ken, Chun-Li, maybe they'll know M. Bison and Zangief from Wreck-It Ralph, and perhaps they've even seen Blanca, Akuma, Cammy, and even Dalsum somewhere but totally can't name them. However, when it comes to Tekken, people are very familiar with Heihachi, or the Old Man, because they can't pronounce his name. Many people mistook Kazuya for Jin, so they're aware of him. The bears, Kuma and Panda, are very popular. Everyone knows Yoshimitsu with his sword, King with his quote-unquote tiger mask because they can't identify wildcats. They know the boxing raptor Alex, Paul Phoenix with his iconic skyscraper hair, Martial Law the Bruce Lee parody, and I'm sure you've heard plenty of horror stories about the button mashing with Eddie Gordo. Many non-fighting game players may even know Bob, or Lei Wulong, the quote-unquote guy who rolls around a lot. Tekken is easily able to match the iconic levels of Street Fighter, or even surpass it. The only difference is that Tekken isn't tied down to a specific character like Ryu or Chun-Li. Their entire cast stands out in different ways. Hopefully all of this was enough to convince you that Tekken is not only big enough to deserve a spot in Smash, but was big enough for the E3 spot as well. A Tekken character for Smash was a long time coming, and it's also super important to gaming as a whole, with the most successful fighting game franchise of all time finally in Smash. But let me know what you guys think. Are you excited to play as Kazuya, and what are some other video game characters that you think would be big enough for E3? Let me know down in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys next time. LeopoldTheBrave, out.